The Jupiter was named after the king of gods. It is the largest planet in the solar system, with the most moons and a powerful magnetic field. Though astronomers have known about it since ancient times, the discovery of the telescope and the development of modern astronomy has taught us a great deal about it. In conclusion, there are a plethora of fascinating facts regarding this gas giant that many people are unaware of. And we at De Facto X have taken the liberty of collecting a list of some of the more fascinating ones that we believe will intrigue and surprise you. Think you know everything about Jupiter? Think again. Jupiter is huge. It's no secret that Jupiter is the solar system's largest planet. However, this description does not do it credit. For starters, Jupiter's mass is 318 times that of the Earth. Jupiter has 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets in the solar system put together. Jupiter cannot become a star. Astronomers refer to Jupiter as a failed star, although that isn't quite accurate. While Jupiter, like a star, has a lot of hydrogen and helium, it doesn't have nearly enough mass to start a fusion reaction in its core. Stars generate energy by fusing hydrogen atoms together under great heat and pressure to create helium, which releases light and heat. This is made feasible by their massive gravitational pull. Jupiter would need more than 70 times its current mass to start a nuclear fusion process and become a star. If you could collide dozens of Jupiters, you might be able to create a new star. Jupiter, on the other hand, will remain a massive gas giant with no chance of becoming a star in the near future. Despite its massive size, Jupiter has the shortest day of all the planets. You'd think Jupiter's rotation around its axis would be slow, given its enormous size and mass. With a rotational velocity of 45,300 kilometers per hour, it is the fastest spinning planet in the solar system. As a result, a day on Jupiter is only 9 hours and 55 minutes long. A year, on the other hand, is substantially longer. Jupiter takes 11.8 Earth years to orbit the Sun. Babylonians were the first astronomers to track Jupiter. It's no secret that the Babylonians were accomplished mathematicians. They knew the Pythagorean theorem almost 4,000 years ago, more than a millennium before Pythagoras was born. Researchers from Germany's Humboldt University of Berlin spent 13 years researching 2,400-year-old tablets containing a small collection of 4 strange trapezoid computations, as they characterized them. They later discovered that the trapezoids recorded features of Jupiter's motion, such as its horizon appearances. Jupiter's clouds are only 50 kilometers thick. That's true. Jupiter's gorgeous spinning clouds and storms are only approximately 50 kilometers deep. They're made up of 2 separate cloud decks comprised of ammonia crystals. The darker material is assumed to be substances that rose to the surface from deeper within Jupiter and changed color when exposed to sunlight. But, all the way down, it's just hydrogen and helium beneath those clouds. It's been a long time since the Great Red Spot appeared. One of Jupiter's most well-known features is the Great Red Spot. This anticyclonic storm, which is positioned south of its equator, has a circumference of 24,000 kilometers and a height of 12,000 to 14,000 kilometers. As a result, it's big enough to hold 2 or 3 planets the size of Earth. And the location has been known for at least 350 years, having been discovered in the 17th century. Jupiter has rings. Saturn comes to mind when people think about ring systems. However, both Uranus and Jupiter have their own ring systems. Jupiter's were the third pair to be discovered, after the other 2, due to their extreme faintness. Jupiter's rings are divided into 3 sections: an inner halo of particles, a rather bright main ring, and an outer gossamer ring. The magnetic field of Jupiter is 14 times stronger than that of Earth. On Jupiter, compasses would be extremely useful. This is due to the fact that it contains the most powerful magnetic field in the solar system. The magnetic field is thought to be formed by eddy currents, which are swirling movements of conducting materials within the liquid metallic hydrogen core, according to astronomers. This magnetic field captures sulfur dioxide particles produced by volcanic eruptions, resulting in sulfur and oxygen ions. These ions, along with hydrogen ions from Jupiter's atmosphere, generate a plasma sheet along Jupiter's equatorial plane. Jupiter has 79 moons and still counting. Jupiter has 79 verified and named satellites at the time of recording this video. The planet, on the other hand, is thought to have about 200 natural satellites orbiting it. Almost all of them have a diameter of less than 10 kilometers and were only identified after the first spacecraft, Pioneer 10, arrived at Jupiter in 1975. And it's possible that some of these moons could support life. Europa, one of the largest moons in the solar system, has a deep liquid ocean coated in thick ice, according to the Voyager and Galileo missions, which launched spacecraft to Jupiter and its moons. Europa may be capable of hosting life, according to experts, because it fits three essential conditions: biochemically valuable molecules, a source of energy, and a liquid solvent in which dissolved compounds can chemically react with one another. Jupiter is the vacuum cleaner of the solar system. Jupiter attracts a large number of visitors due to its massive size and proximity to the Kuiper Belt, a vast region of space beyond Neptune filled with asteroids and dwarf planets. Jupiter, according to astronomers, receives at least 200 times more meteorite hits than Earth. So, congrats to Jupiter for purging the solar system of possibly harmful asteroids that may have approached Earth dangerously near. Jupiter has been visited by spacecraft 7 times. NASA's Pioneer 10 spacecraft first visited Jupiter in December 1973, followed by Pioneer 11 in December 1974. Then there were the flybys of Voyager 1 and 2, both of which occurred in 1979. After that, there was a long hiatus until the arrival of Ulysses in February 1992, followed by the Galileo space probe in 1995. Then, in 2000, on its approach to Saturn, Cassini made a flyby. Finally, in 2007, NASA's New Horizons probe performed a flyby. This mission was the last to fly past Jupiter, but it won't be the last. You can see Jupiter with your own eyes. After Venus and the Moon, Jupiter is the third brightest object in the solar system. Most likely, you spotted Jupiter in the sky and had no idea what you were looking at. If you see a bright star high in the sky, you're most likely staring at Jupiter. Obtain a set of binoculars, and if you know someone who has a telescope, then better. Small specks of light orbiting it, which are its Galilean moons, may be seen even at low magnification. Think about it, you'll be seeing exactly what Galileo saw in 1610 when he gazed at the planet. If you liked the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We will see you soon with another informative video.